All right, so you watched Headshot Formula 2.0. Now we're going to edit the headshot. Hey guys, it's Ray Alvarez from Shoot with Ray, and I'm super excited to finally drop this editing version video of the Headshot Formula 2.0. I know you guys have been waiting for this video, so we're finally here. So we're going to open up Evoto, and Evoto is one of my favorite softwares to use nowadays. Look, full transparency, it is AI editing, and I know people feel 50-50 on AI editing or AI period, and it's a conversation for another video. This isn't the video for it, but to quickly touch on it, AI editing is simply something that I resonate with because it saved me so much time. It is important to know that if you run a business where you have a family or you have friends or you have a significant other or you like your free time, then I highly suggest that you use AI editing for your business. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with AI editing. Now, I can understand other softwares, programs, and things that are out there in the world that are controlled by AI and how it could be a little scary. But we're talking about editing, guys. That's all we're doing. So let's go right into Evoto and let's edit these headshots. So once it's loaded up, I'm just going to bring in my photos into Evoto. So as you can see on your screen right now, these photos are raw, straight out of camera, no editing. This is exactly how it was shot during the filming of Headshot Formula 2.0. So we have a wide landscape shot, and you guys, to give you a quick reason why I shoot it this way is because we have room to crop. We have room to crop, create a little circle around Nicole, and we can use this picture for Facebook, LinkedIn, or any other back-end software that your client uses for their business. So that's primarily the reason why I shoot landscape and I give room to crop. Sometimes you want some, vertical shots, which is fine. I deliver some vertical shots as well. I don't know which one to pick. We're going to go with this one. All right, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm just going to make sure that everything is even. Skin tones look good. It's not too warm, not too cool. It just looks good. So I always like to go with a little bit of contrast. So we're going to add a little bit of that here. Setting my brightness. All right. And then make sure that the cheek area, nose area, forehead, if it wasn't covered with hair, is not super hot. This area right here is a little hot. So I'm going to lower my highlights just a tad bit. We'll probably touch that in a little bit here, but it's okay there. I'm not super mad about that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the exposure a little bit more right there. So everything else looks good. I think exposure wise, this is good. We can fix the eyes in a sec. We can fix neck wrinkles in a sec, and along with the wrinkles on the clothes. So we got the basics out of the way. The exposure is edited. This is the way I like to edit my headshots. So now where to go, and we're going to remove the wrinkles from the clothing. Let's start off with some small stuff. So don't do it too much because then it's just going to look super flat. But just a tad bit. And then now we're going to go with the portrait retouching part on Evoto. We're going to start off with blemish removal. So let's zoom in a little bit. And usually I just start off here and I put it around 80-85%. It does a good job. We'll go before and after. It removed a few blemishes off the face, right? But if your client or your subject has freckles, always check with them if it's okay to remove the freckles. Usually I don't like to because that's was part of a person. It's part of that person's personality. So I usually don't. So what I'll do is I'll lower the freckles area. But in this case, Nicole doesn't have any freckles and she already has makeup applied. So we're good. So bring that right back up. Now going back to that nose piece right here, I feel like it's a little brighter than usual. Go down and reduce the face shine. And I think that's pretty good right there. It's not too hot. It's not too overwhelming. We should be good. All right, so now we're going to go with the dark circles. So that's going to focus in this general area here. We're going to remove that. I usually go all the way. It removes the dark circles. And then the next step that's going to help a lot with that general area is eye bags. So all the way. Look at that. Completely different. Before, after, completely different. It changed Nicole completely. It helped her out. Now, Nicole's a nice looking lady. She's young. We're good, right? But keep in mind that you might have some older people in your client list, and doing that is going to remove a lot. So careful with it. Don't do it too much. Don't overdo it. And when it comes to a headshot, in my opinion, I feel like you don't want to really change the person. You don't want to do it too much. You want to make sure that they stay true to themselves. So when when they see someone, when you meet that person, or your client meets the person they're meeting with, you want them to look like themselves. You don't want to be catfishing people out there. You don't want to throw someone off and say, wait, you don't look like that in your photo. So don't overdo it. In this case, it's okay. She's smiling a little bit. She's smirking. And then if you're smiling, you usually see it more on your face. But I think this is okay. So fair warning, don't overdo it. If they had glasses, you can remove glasses glare with this button here. It's one of my favorite features. So nowadays when clients ask me, hey, I got glasses, should I wear them because I'm afraid of the glare? I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm prepared. I have Evoto. Next up is lip wrinkles and flakes. I rarely use that. I don't like removing lip wrinkles. I think that's pretty cool on a person. It's natural to them. I don't even touch it. Sometimes I go with the double chin option. In this case, I don't think Nicole needs it, so we're going to skip that. Beard protection. Come on, guys. I don't think we need that in this video. Eye wrinkles. Really important. Same thing. Don't overdo it. But in this case, let's give it a shot. Doesn't do a lot. So I'm going to remove just a tad bit. Smile line. I don't touch it either. But just to give you guys an idea, that's what it does. All right. Body blemishes. I really, really like this part because it does get rid of some sections that you might not want. So I'm going to click it. 1, 2, 3. Check that out. Now, going back to that freckles, acne, and beauty marks on someone's body, some people love them, some people hate it. Some people have moles or certain sections of their body they don't want adjusted. Always ask kindly just to make sure that you're not removing a piece of that person's personality or body features that they might love and might not want removed. So in this case, just be careful with that tool as well. Then we have some wrinkles here in the neck area that we'll just remove. So we'll click the neck wrinkles and they're gone like magic. Arm touch up, we don't need it. Obviously the arms are not exposed. Tattoos, she doesn't have any, but if she did, we can try that button out. All right, so we're done with the blemish removal tab on the portrait editing function of Evoto. We're gonna move down to the skin retouching now. And we're not gonna do too much here. Again, a headshot is a realistic photo of the individual. And in this case, we don't want to heavily retouch the picture to the point where they don't look like themselves anymore, or they don't look like, you don't want to catfish people, period. So sometimes what I do is I play around with it to see what it looks like, even dodge and burn. I don't feel like we need to dodge and burn today, or sculpt. You can even sculpt it a little bit. I do that because I do like that contrasty look it gives me on the edges of the face. So I do it just a tad bit, but we didn't lose any texture. So it kind of amplifies the makeup that she already has. You have the shaded area and the highlight section here that I really like, especially Ray Alvarez. Shout out to you. She did the makeup for Nicole. And that is something that I like to emphasize. So I did add the sculpt dodge and burn. You can always play around with it on the tabs, on the sliders, to find what you like and what you don't like. Texture smoothing, I don't really add that too much because it just smooths everything out. And that's just not what I'm going for here. Not at all. Not for this headshot, not for most of my headshots. And then last but not least, you can also, instead of doing dodge and burn, you could do frequency separation. So you'll go ahead and tap that and it'll kind of just tone the face a little bit more, shape it out, and then also smooth things out. And in some instances, some portraits, I do use it, but for today, we're not using it. We're killing it 100%. Skin softening, no go for me, but you check it out, you play with it. If it's something you like, hey, that's cool, but I'm not doing it today. And then we're going to do body, skin. So basically what it does is an it's an FNS function, frequency separation function. That right there is going to tone down, blur the skin a little bit, keep some texture. So we're going to try it out. As you can see, that's what it does. So I put the high frequency to show more texture, and the low frequency is where blurs it out. So as you can see, more blur, less blur. I'll go back this way here, and I'll lower that frequency just a tad bit. Now, guys, there's going to be times where you meet an individual who has makeup or maybe doesn't have makeup. Maybe they're really, really red toned on the face, very, very red, heavy tones, and a little lighter on the neck area. This is where this tool comes into play. It is the skin tone section of the portrait retouching part of Evoto. There's an AI unified face complexion, AI unified body complexion, and unified body complexion. And we'll just play around with it so you can see. We'll play around with the sliders. We'll do the unified body complexion. We're just going to max it out. And it did nothing for us. We're going to do a before, after. Yeah, it really didn't do much. Sometimes it depends the capabilities, and sometimes it depends on the person too. But I know for a fact it'll do something with the unified body complexion. As you can see, it matches her neck and upper chest area to more of her face, which is what we needed. However, if you take a close look, it created a heavy shadow here in the neck area, which I don't really like. I don't really want. So what we're going to do is we're going to cancel that out completely. And we're going to just show you what the unified face complexion looks like. 1, 2, 3. And it kind of just removes a little bit of the makeup to unify those tones and skin tones to what her chest looks like. It looks a little bit more realistic, but I don't like it. So we're going to remove that. We're going to leave those little red cheeks, red tones there. I kind of like that. Again, I'm big on makeup. I'm big on things like that. And I feel that in this case, to match my style, we're just going to leave it. So body complexion, we're going to use it about 11% just to get rid of that shadow just a tad bit. As you can see. So far, it's looking great. It's looking real clean. All right, guys. So you can always play around with the temperature slider here, and tint slider, just to kind of play with the tones, or you can even select the skin tone. Like, let's see, like that, but that's not what I want. Or like that. Make it a little darker. No way. All right, so we're done with the skin area. This is a tutorial on how to edit the headshot the Ray Alvarez way. So I'm not going to really go into the other options. These options we can discuss on another video about Evoto. So facial reshape, we don't really need. Facial expression, we don't really need. Teeth, she's not showing teeth in this photo. Eyes, let's go into eyes. This one, you can really overdo it sometimes. And people don't really realize it until they forget about the photo, and 3 months later, they take a look at it and like, wow, why do your eyes look super white? And what I mean by that is this. It might look nice, okay? It might look nice right now, but that's not good. It's not normal. It's not human. So we're going to tone that down a little bit. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do there. That's all I'm going to do there. Now, the whites, sometimes it can be a little dim. So what we do is we go right back to the color adjustments. We zoom in a little bit. And then we will create a masking custom and create custom mask. And you make the shape of your circle a little low. A little small like this, and you just barely just touch that area there. And what you do is you go to whites, just increase them a little bit more. Same thing with the exposure, not too much, don't get carried away. I think that's going to be good right there. All you have to do is just click back on the tool you were using, which was the portrait retouching part, and we're back to the eyes. We're going to zoom out a little bit, and now her eyes are a little bit brighter. And honestly, I think it's a little bit too bright, so I'm going to go right back. I'm going to fix that a little bit here. Exposure a little bit down. There we go. Much better. All right, that's good right there. If her eyes were red or they had red veins, you could use the red vein removal. That's a good option there. Now, the catch lights, they did give us some catch light options, but I'm not really digging that. I already have my amazing catch lights thanks to my Angular mini reflector. All right, we're good there. Moving on. Makeup, I don't even touch makeup. Come on, that's what you got a good makeup artist for. Hair's fine on me, but sometimes what I find myself using is the straight hair removal, especially if it's not a clean cut look like what Nicole has. You know, sometimes there's messy hair. We live in Florida, and sometimes at the conventions, the hair is just frizzy. It's all over the place. And this is a really good tool to use for that kind of headshot. So you just max it out. It even does it here. It even cleans it up. Look, before, after. Look at that. It cleans it up right then and there. You can always change the color if you feel like they have whites. You can remove the whites by going here, white hair blackening. All right. Hands, hair, full body reshape, we're good. We don't need any of that. Everything else looks fine. It doesn't look overly edited. She doesn't look like a doll. She doesn't look plastic. This is good. Everything looks solid to me. We're back out. Last but not least, the backdrop. This is where the magic happens. So we're going to click on the background adjustments tab. And the first thing we're going to do is remove distractions. You select this tool here. Sometimes it does something, sometimes it doesn't. If you had your reflector show a little bit or a little bit of your softbox coming from the corner of the photo, it'll remove that instantaneously just with that tab. The next thing we're going to do is color banding removal. It usually helps. I mean, it did a great job already, but it usually helps with color banding, wrinkles. If part of your backdrop, the gradient doesn't look equal, it'll fix it for you. And then last but not least, what we'll do is we'll do clean backdrop. And that just finalizes it. That right there just cleans everything up. So you had a cyclorama wall. It usually helps clean up the floor, especially if it hasn't been painted. So that tool, that tab right there, amazing, amazing. All right, guys, that's pretty much it right there. As you can see, let's zoom in. It looks pretty clean to me. You can see the skin tones. You can see the skin texture. This is Nicole, and this is her headshot. That's pretty cool right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that as a preset. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new group. We're going to call it Nicole Headshot. Click Nicole Ray Video Edit. And then click Save. And what that is going to do is it's going to save that preset that you can just click it on another photo and it'll duplicate everything you just did. We're going to go onto this headshot right here. Keep in mind in this photo, I did use 2 lights. I'm going to open up the preset and we're going to click Nicole Headshot and we're going to click that and voila, it does it all for me right then and there. I don't have to worry about a thing. It matches all of the settings that I've implemented into the background, into the facial structure, into the editing, and everything else. The only thing it didn't do is the masking, because masking is custom. It was a custom mask that I created on the previous photo. So now we're going to go right back to color adjustments. We're going to go to masking, create a custom mask. Once more, pick those whites. And you can see it kind of just reverted back, showing you all of the flaws. And then we're just going to expose a little bit more. And let's go to whites, just a tad bit more. There you go. And I think we're good. We're going to go back to the portrait retouching tab. It's going to make everything come back to life. There you go. If you haven't tried Evoto yet, I suggest you do so by clicking the link in the description. You'll get 5 free credits on your trial for you to try out. And if you're already a user, then you'll get 15% off for first-time purchases or upgrades. That's how you edit the headshot using the Headshot Formula 2.0 methodology. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. Let me know if you didn't. Drop it down in the comments. I'm here to help you in any sort of way I can. I think that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, like the video, tap on the bell so you get notified every single time I drop a video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.